because I don't want to be bothered by bots. So, if when this movie is uploaded onto YouTube, you guys can see the commentary. This is the original 1990 film, Total Recall. Yeah, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, not the remake with Colin Farrell. This is the original. I always acknowledge the original over the remakes now, because usually the remakes suck, especially nowadays. Paul Verhoeven, the guy that did RoboCop, the first one, and Starship Troopers. He also did Showgirls, but I haven't seen that yet. Total Recall. The video game sucked on the NES. It was so bad. Rachel Tickerton, uh, she's the lead female lead in this, and Sharon Stone, she's got a cameo, basically an extended cameo. Michael Ironside, I saw him at Comic-Con a few years ago from a distance. Marshall Bell, Michael Champion, Noel Johnson Jr., Roy Brocksmith, Rosemary Dursmore, and Ronnie Cox. No, no, no Kurtwood Smith, because he was doing something else. And this is completely different from RoboCop. Jerry Goldsmith, rest in peace, sir. Makeup effects are Rob Bottin. Great makeup effects for the girl with the three tits and Guado and all that. It looks amazing. They still look inspired by the short story. We can remember it for you wholesale. Dan O'Bannon did the screenplay. They're in Mars in this one. Because the remake doesn't even take place in Mars. It's mostly in a thing called the Colony, which is Australia. It's not even Britain, it's Australia. There's the Federation of Britain and the Colony. There she is. Yep, that happened to me. Yeah, you're gonna hear that a lot in this movie. This effect looks kind of goofy, but it's Arnold. It was a nightmare of him dying on Mars. But in this version, Sharon Stone's character is only in it a minimal amount of time. In the remake, Kate Beckinsale's in like half the movie. Why? Because she was banging the director at the time, and that sucked. That's why I hate that remake so much. They couldn't even get good actors to be in the movie. This was before Basic Instinct, by the way. Again, I keep saying the female body is a work of art. Because it is. This film came out when I was 5. I didn't see it until I was an adult because I wouldn't understand it. I think her name is Melina, the girl from the other girl, Rachel Tickerton. There's mutants in this movie, like X-Men. This was 10 years before the X-Men movie came out. O'Hagan. That's Ronnie Cox. Yeah, the news is kind of depressing now, especially nowadays compared to 1990. Lori, yeah, that's her name. Lori. On another planet. The mutants. Also, this movie was referenced in Look Who's Talking Too, when John Travolta takes the kids to the movie theater. They show Total Recall in the theater. I will say this movie's shorter than Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I'm skipping the new Blade Runner show. You know why? If it's going to be a feminist piece with a bunch of foreign actors, I don't want that. You're not going to top 2049. Ryan Gosling's performance was great. His performance was stellar in that, and the visuals were amazing. If they do a Denis Villeneuve movie without Denis Villeneuve, if they do a show without him, it's going to suck. It happened with Dune, and it's going to happen with Blade Runner. Blade Runner should have stopped after 2049. I don't care if it flopped. It got a cult following, and it got a bunch of Oscars. This movie looks great. It's 35 years old, 36 years old now, this year, and it still looks amazing. No bad CGI in it. No horrible, edits and, PG-13 rating like the remake. It's an R rating, which it should be. That's cool. You saw they have X-ray, literally X-ray machines instead of metal detectors. No. Construction work. Look at Arnold's muscles, man. That's Robert Costanzo from Die Hard 2. Yeah. Nope, it ain't worth it. He was also the voice of Phil in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. He was also the voice of Bullock in Batman the Animated Series. He did a lot of voices. This movie looks similar to Die Hard. It's not the same director though, because Verhoeven didn't do a Die Hard movie. John McTiernan did when he was still directing. Black Girl. Nah. Nah. See, everything is automated. This movie was ahead of its time. We didn't have camera phones back in 1990. There were cell phones, but there were no iPhones yet. And there were no Zoom calls. There was no social media. There was none of that in 1990. I know, I was there. I was a little kid. When they remade this, I was like, this is going to suck. And I was right. Outer space is my thing. That's why I love sci-fi movies so much. Saturn. Credits. The premise of this is interesting. This movie was 20 years before Inception came out. 20 years. So Total Recall, yeah, I remember that line. This movie had personality. I think it's the same sets from RoboCop, but that's about it. No, none of the same cast members. Just Ronnie Cox is the only actor from RoboCop here. Because Peter Weller was doing RoboCop 2 at the time with Irvin Kershner and Nancy Allen as well. Arnold's such a legend, man. Excuse me. No chat today because I want to just be free of the chat. An hour and 53 minutes. This T2 is long. It's 2 hours and it's 2 hours and 17 minutes. I think that's a theatrical cut because the special edition is 2:20. So it's a long movie. Life, it's all about making choices. Oh, yeah. Foreshadowing. saw the light went on in his head. That is a cool looking device, even 36 years later. The game was just bad. It was so trippy and just lame. Predator had come out 3 years before this in 1987. Good for him. Lexi's only been married for like 2 months. You know, Lexi De Benedetto. I'm very happy for her. That thrills me because she found love. She made me so happy in all those those 2 seasons on the Loud House. Hetero. Of course. Yeah, brunette for me too. He looks tired. Yeah, he wants a Spanish girl. That's not my preference, but hey, I don't hate Spanish girls. I just prefer black and Asian girls and white girls. It's not a fetish, guys. It's a preference. People don't know the difference between something people fetishize and their preference. See, he didn't say straight. He said hetero. That's the scientific way. Credits. It sounds like Comic-Con when you try to put these vendors are trying to sell you things. It works. Schizoid what? An embolism? Give me the black girl any day. Arnold does that a lot in this movie. Arnold is such a treasure, man. I love this band's more. Yes, he does that a lot. He does it more in Batman and Robin, but again, that's a terrible movie. This is a good movie, Warner Brothers. A good movie. Not a piece of garbage that should have never been released in the theaters. With Arnold going, when he fell into the ice, that's laughable. That's not dramatic, it's laughable. Ooh, you can't say that today. Ooh, baby. I'm not going to repeat it. Did you see what he called her? Yeah, again, this movie doesn't care who they offend. It's almost 20 minutes in, and yeah. Like Born Identity. It is a Paul Verhoeven movie. There's a lot of tension in the movie. All you're gonna hear about him later in the film. These effects are great. The android. Look at that. That's not CGI. That's a real. That's an animatronic. Some people say it looks dated. No, it looks great. It looks better than any bad CGI AI crap that we got today, where it just looks fake. Now, YouTube is tracking down channels that are using AI. To make their videos. I don't use any AI. You didn't make it. Maz! Oh, this movie's such a classic. The remake just couldn't recapture this. Colin Farrell can be good in certain roles, but as a lead to replace Arnold, no. Not even close. It's a very physical movie. Yep, broke your neck. Damn. I want to do Last Action Hero eventually, but I'll do that one in the fall because it's a long movie. It's over 2 hours. Plus, Thomas Noonan just passed away a few months ago. But I'll get to it because I don't own that one. They have it on Blu-ray, and it's sometimes it shows up on streaming. That's cool. It's a hologram. It's like in Blade Runner 2049. Blood on his hands, literal blood. Because again, not a PG-13 movie. The remake isn't. Even the unrated version isn't any more bloody. Arnold has such authority in his voice. There's Michael Ironside. Richter. That's scary to have blood on your hands. In the game, she shoots you. It's her. Imagine if Lori was a villain in the Loud House. That would have really sucked. She's wearing Nikes. Ooh, a low blow. And sorry, I didn't buy Kate Beckinsale in this role. She's not even American. She pretends to be American and you're not. You're a Brit. So nobody cares. Even Len Wiseman left you. See, she tries to slash him with a kitchen knife like Michael Myers. Damn. Nice. It's very physical. We know. Implanted. Nope. When I fall in love with a girl, it's not implanted. It's dopamines. The dopamines kick in. No, my dreams are gonna come true in 7 weeks. Assignment. There's Michael Ironside. That was before Jurassic Park took that line. This was before Jurassic Park because this was 1990 and Jurassic Park was 93. Should have killed her then. Because she comes back. Because with Terminator 2, it doesn't matter which cut I see. It as long as it's a real release copy that's not the 4K, because I heard the 4K is horrible. Again, that's why I don't buy 4K. Because if the movie looks worse than this, then the 4K is not worth it. I've seen some movies on 4K on my TV, and some of them look amazing. Some of them just look desaturated. He's good, Michael Ironside. He's a good villain here. Side villain, because the main villain's Ronnie Cox. He's Canadian. I didn't get to see this in the theater, but I did see RoboCop 2 a week before the pandemic happened, before the lockdowns happened and the theaters are closed for a year. That was hard for me, man. That looks cool. Dude, they found the gun on him. That looks great. For 1990, these effects look better than a lot of effects today. That was cool. Breakaway glass. An hour and 53 minutes is bearable. 2.5 hours is not sometimes. Say excuse me, Arnold. Those are extras. Yeah, they blow up, man. Gotcha. I know that actor. He's one of Arnold's stunt doubles in some of his movies. He was also in Thunder in Paradise and Mr. Nanny and a bunch of other stuff. Escalator. Again, he got to get on the train. Good stunt work. Even 36 years later, these stunts still rock. He escaped. The vehicles look futuristic in this movie. Again, title drop. Fujifilm, that still exists. Coca-Cola, that still exists. Phillips, that still exists. The Hotel Ritz. The bugs is in his nose. It's up his nose. Looks Arabic. You right? What do you think? Oh, Arnold, you're so entertaining to watch. Sit. I couldn't see this movie when I was 5. I was too young to see it. I was only a little kid. I didn't see a lot of Arnold's movies until I was much older, except for T2. I saw that as a kid when I was 8. Well, that was 7 when I saw it. But this one I had to wait a while. Hello. That's like today. He just Arnold does that a lot in this movie, especially at the end when his eyes are popping out of his brain when he almost loses air. The effect looks weird. It looks goofy, but it's a practical effect. It's not bad CGI. You have to tell a cab where you want to go. A poor android. He didn't do anything. Had to disconnect it. That poor cat. He didn't do anything but. Robert Picardo did the voice of the android. Rats. Rats! Don't worry, no animals were harmed in this movie. I promise. He gave him credits. Credit cards and an ID cards. Well, no, ID cards. That's to pull the thing out of his nose. Well, I think it is. Yeah. It's a hologram. Holograms can't hurt you. Also, the remake of The Running Man sucked too. I'm sorry, I didn't like the action. It was Glenn Powell miscast in a role where it was just, I don't know, uneventful. And the movie was too long. How was it longer than the original? It's not better. The original was like an hour and 40 minutes. The sequel, the remake was 2 hours and 5 minutes, and it did not need to be that long. There was a whole subplot with a girl that didn't need to be in the film. Yeah. The best part of that movie was Michael Cera, because he had a personality. Those are real rats. Yeah, don't try this at home, people. That's what she said. Right up your nose. That's what they did with The COVID test, they put a thing up my nose. It's a special effect. Damn. Look at that thing. Looks like a bullet. That's like an iconic line. Uh-oh. Usually people are running from Arnold, not the other way around. But in this movie, he's like Tom Cruise. He has to run for his life. Because look at the first Terminator. Oh, don't worry. No animals were harmed. Those are stunt rats. They probably put like some props. See, they can't harm these animals. There's Splinter. No, they didn't show it. They didn't show it. They couldn't kill a rat. They still have. They're still animals. They're still animals with rights, and they're not going to put rats in a movie and kill them, because then they'll get the movie will get banned in certain countries. That spaceship looks like it's from Star Trek. Eh, it does. That looks amazing. Rachel Ticotin doesn't come into the movie until almost an hour in. They showed her like in one scene in the beginning, but then she doesn't show up. Federal colony. There's the lady scene. That's Arnold in disguise as a woman. That's an actual woman. Hmm? I wonder if somebody went to Comic-Con dressed up like that. What would be impressive if someone dressed up as Squatto, that little creature in their stomach, I would be like, you deserve an Oscar for that. These effects are great. 2 weeks. Squatto lives. It's a really good effect. Like, I see these effects, I'm like, how this... This silk's a little dated, but it doesn't look horrible. A lady really commits to that one scene she's in. When they did this in the remake, it just looks stupid. Because they're just copying the original. Was she possessed or something? What's this? The Exorcist? It is goofy, but again, it's funny in a way that's not insulting. Not a woman. The effects, I think they look fine. Arnold's face, yes, it looks a little rubbery, but It doesn't look like crap like nowadays. That looks cool. The ears coming out. See, look right here. That looks like an animatronic head, but it still looks better than bad CGI, guys. I will say that a lot. That lady was in one scene. I didn't remember her for it. Oh no, the airlock. They're on another planet. There's no air on Mars. This is one of the few films that Arnold did a commentary for. On the DVD and the Blu-ray, not the VHS copy. Arnold is the best at doing that. It's like the airlock in Alien. There's no air in space. There's no air on Mars. Planet Earth has air, but outside of it, it doesn't. Sharon Stone actually dies in the second half of the film, like Laurie does in the remake. The Price of Air. That looks like the guy from Elf. Look at these effects, man. They still hold up. Mostly. Wow. This score sounds like a Star Trek score. I think Jerry Goldsmith did a couple of Star Trek scores for the movies, not the TV show. It's the movies. I'm saying the old Star Trek movies. The Rebels. Ronnie Cox, man, what a legendary actor. He gets better with age, man. Just like what's it called? It Lance Henriksen, who was never in one of these movies. He only did one Arnold movie, right? Yeah. Uh, the first, the first Terminator, because Predator. Lance Henriksen was not in Predator. He was in Alien versus Predator, and he was in Aliens, Alien 3, a bunch of stuff. We're almost an hour in, and I don't feel the hour. It's a very fast-paced movie for 1990, because some Arnold's movies are long. He's gonna erase his. Yeah, the Hilton. And even the way Mars looks, I know it's like a mountain in Colorado or something like that, but it looks great. Usually movies about Mars flops, but this one didn't. Because, Mission to Mars, John Carter of Mars, which that's what the book was called. And what else? The Red Planet. Yeah, these movies usually flop. Mars Attacks. Yeah. This movie looks amazing. It's ahead of its time. Everything is automated and use your thumb, just like today. So the gift shop. You don't need to see. You don't need to see his identification. There it is. Was that a? Yep, there it is. The last resort. For a good time, ask for Melina. Yeah, Melina. In the remake, it was Jessica Biel, who I think is absolutely stunning. This is when he sees a three-titted lady. Again, you're not going to see a thing, because YouTube will nuke my channel if they see any cleavage in any of my videos. Whether it be a live stream or a video, just a review. Because they're so overly sensitive. Even though this black guy's a traitor, I like this actor. Plus, he has gold teeth. Yes, I know. I know, guys. You don't have to tell me that that's a racial stereotype, but he's not a step and fetch character. I could tell that Paul Verhoeven likes a lot of sci-fi because he did this, which is sci-fi, and RoboCop and Starship Troopers, which is very sci-fi as well. I, oh yeah, that's a foreshadowing what happens to the black guy later. Also, Ryan Johnson stole from this movie because in The Last Jedi they had a machine like that. It reminds me of that. Here it comes. Mutants. Pepsi. Cute. Jack in the Box, that still exists. Sharper Image. This scene is iconic. There's some women here and then some mutants here as well. Like the X-Men. There she is. There they are. Gazungas. Again, another thing stolen from in the Last Jedi. They had that cow, space cow thing that had the nips out. I'm like, yeah, you're a ripoff, Ryan Johnson. You wish you were Paul Verhoeven. 3 titties. And he has a creature. There's Melina. 55 minutes into the movie, almost an hour, and they finally show her. I'm like, where were you? You know, seriously, where were you? She was also in Con Air, and she was on Lost as well. This makeup effects look so good. You have a space cow, and Luke doesn't, motorboat it. Doesn't go. No, instead he squeezes it. That's so stupid, Ryan Johnson. You thought people were gonna take that seriously? Luke freaking lactating a cow. He might as well have been milking a cow with its udders, like a real human cow. Yeah, blondes. I like Knives Out, but that's because it wasn't as stupid as The Last Jedi. It, again, this is like the Star Wars Cantina, but for adults, not for kids. I got the death sentence on 12 systems, yeah, and they didn't have any boobs in that. They didn't have boobs in Star Wars until Return of the Jedi. Hey, little one, it's a little. Hello, little girl. I mean, little woman. She's cute. She's little. I've seen little women that small, little people. You didn't need to do that. This Melina is a little bit too aggressive for my tastes. Yeah. And she actually is a Latina, unlike Vasquez, that was in the girl that was in Aliens. She's not Latina. She's Jewish. She's not She's not Spanish. She was tan and everything, but she's not Spanish. She is actually Latina, but the one in Aliens is not. Not Randy or Dennis Quaid or Jack Quaid, because that's taken. I think Jack was born when this movie came out. Jennifer Lawrence also was born in 1990. That's what I don't like about Latina chicks. Some of them are way too aggressive. I don't want an aggressive woman. No. I can handle her being a little tough, but not aggressive, like massively aggressive. Because she's supposed to be a major part of this movie, and she shows up 55 minutes into the movie. You don't introduce your female lead that long. I mean, in Heather Stevens is introduced around 50 minutes in Tomcast, but she's not the main girl of the movie. Shannon Elizabeth is. But at least you remember her scenes. There it is. Nips, 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 nips. Would I? Yes, I would. Bosoms are nice. I just prefer, the booty. I'm more of that than knockers. It's like the scene in The Liar Liar was like, I want to squeeze them. I'm like, we get it. And it's Krista Allen, yeah. She's stunning, man. I want to squeeze them. Yeah. Oh, man. Excuse me. We're an hour in, so the movie's almost over, so we're halfway through. This came out the same year as Kindergarten Cop, and that was a little bit, lesser. It was less violent than this because it's PG-13. That I saw as a kid because I had kids in it. Forgot aggressive. Hold on. There we go. There she is. Sharon Stone's last scene in the film because she was about to film Basic Instinct and get huge after that. Look at those eyes. Mm. Swallow what? The red pill, again. That was in The Matrix. A few years after this came out. Sci-fi was huge in the 90s. Like, you don't know. There were so many sci-fi movies that made a lot of money. Without water? He's sweating. See? They're dead. That was an awesome scene too. Arnold does that a lot in this movie. Oh, that hurts. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Light beer. Poor Arnold. See, you don't need a $200 million budget to impress me. This movie looks better than Supergirl, like in every way, because it costs less, and it looks like an actual freaking movie, not like a CGI cartoon at the end. At least Rachel Ticotin does something in this movie. Halfway through it. Yep. The girls fight. Cat fight. Yes. Mm-hmm. Let them fight, Arnold. Right next to the Coca-Cola and Bart's root beer cans. It's very physical. Consider this a divorce. It's a great line. Yeah, this is a great line. See, this movie has its own identity. Yeah, it doesn't say "I'll be back" like in Terminator. Yeah, she's even worse in the remake because it's an actress I can't stand. At least I like Sharon Stone in some movies. She was bad in Catwoman, but who was good in that movie? Nobody was good in Catwoman. That movie was Watto. It's a great effect. It's probably the best effect in the movie because someone made this with their hands, not with AI. Well, she's dead. Bullet right to the brain. That will instantly kill you. Mm-hmm. Good stunt work, man. Verhoeven knows how to do that. See, the chat's off, and it's so much better to do a podcast without a chat. They're in a hurry. Again, spectacular stunt work. See, they're in the tunnels. That was in the Last Jedi, and they stole from them from this movie. Yeah, that's always the story. This looks just like in the Last Jedi, and that was stolen from this movie. This movie did it better, and at half the cost. Now it will be an Uber, not a taxi. It's crashing through everything. Mars today. Yep, a secret passage. It also looked like the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, that was a few years after this too. I just got that, but I'm gonna show it in my next update. Nah, you killed the mutant. How dare you? How dare you, you prejudiced bastard! Pick on someone your own size. The worst of them stormtroopers in Star Wars. That's right, fight back. Fight the power. There's a little one. See? She may be small, but she can still fight. That's right, little one. If only there was a character this awesome in The Last Jedi. Not those stupid porgs. Again, that was brilliant. That I think that was the same place from Terminator, because it looks like the same location. Mm-hmm. The fans are shutting off. A skeleton. A bunch of skeletons. Who buys air? The Lorax, remember that he was selling them air? Yeah, but he's a traitor. As a mechanical hand. That's an awesome effect. He has a mutant arm. So which one of the X-Men is he? I don't know. This really is a good film. It keeps getting better with age compared to movies today. Some of them are dated within the day that they come out. Waddle. I'm not upset. It looks amazing. It's the best effect in the movie. Look at this thing. Look at that little hand. Wow. It's got Chucky's face from Child's Play. Amazing effects. It's the best effects in the movie, man. It's like the effects in The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. These effects are spectacular. Some of the best effects in an Arnold movie. Open your mind. This would look really stupid today, but this back then, this was revolutionary effects, man. And today it looks, after seeing all these bad CGI effects in movies, you see something like this, and this is like better than Avatar. Yeah, because it's practical. It's actually there. You can see the thing there. Open your mind. We're almost done. We're 80 minutes in. So about 20 or 30 minutes left. Yeah. See, practical effects to do things that computers can't. There's no Quado in the remake. Of course not. They couldn't do practical effects. This is a scene that they stole in The Last Jedi. I can't believe that Ryan Johnson can't even come up with his own scenes. It's a steal from better movies like this one. I noticed, okay? I've only seen The Last Jedi once, and that's all I need to remember, that there's an underground scene in the third act that's with these drilling things. It's the same thing. Why are you copying something that was done better? Thief. I thought I wouldn't notice, but I noticed everything. Benny's a traitor. He's like again the code breaker in The Last Jedi, except he's not played by a black man. He's like the DJ, that guy. And wave him like you just don't care. Or Quano. That poor little creature. That poor creature. How dare you kill him? That mutant didn't do anything to you. Human beings, man, they're the cause of all the problems in this world. 90% of problems in this world are because of humans. So-called humans. That start wars and pollute the air and, kill animals for no reason. That poor creature. It was a great effect. It's something memorable in the movie. Resistance. Did you hear that, folks? They stole from this movie. J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson stole from this movie. The Resistance, again, that was in this movie. Why did you steal from it? You idiots. I'm not an idiot, okay? I know every idea comes from another idea, but when there's homaging and then there's just stealing from another movie. You fools. The 2025 Superman didn't steal from Christopher Reeve's movies. It homaged that. Didn't steal from it. It had its own identity. Cohagen in the remake was played by Bryan Cranston, and he doesn't do much. It is. Mm-hmm. Arnold struggles a lot in this movie when it comes to, you know, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's no princess. Princess Daisy is next. No. Yuck. Wow. Yeah, he says it. He uses that line against him later in the film. Arnold's face. He breaks out of it. Yep, again. Remember Robocop did that to Boddicker right in the neck. Damn, this movie's violent. Yeah! He has an axe, like the Tin Man. Wow. 90 minutes in. Mm-hmm. Those fish did nothing to you. See, they're always messing with other creatures that did nothing to them. Poor fishy. Again, no animals are harmed in this movie. It's like Spaceballs. They took the air out of the planet. It's behind you. You traitor. Yes, it is. He's stuck. Yep, you're gonna get yours. Oh, yo. Yep. At least Melina's not a traitor here. Unlike Benny, he sold him out. You shot a hologram. Now you're all dead. Yep, that's him, alright. Yeah, I know. It's a hologram. Yep, he loses his arms. So physical, man. Yep, here it comes. Yep. Nope. Yep, he gets... Yes. He loses both his arms. See you at the party, Richter. To his arms. That would have killed him instantly if he lost both his arms because of lack of blood. Even if he fell a few feet, it's still, the loss of blood would have killed him. Now we get to the third act. Him against Cohagen. An hour and 40 minutes. Cornflakes are for kids. How about that? Nobody again. Stolen, Ryan Johnson. The bomb. Bombs away. Cruiser. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Ah, yep, right to the shaft. Yep, he goes out and he's goes. You can't breathe in space. It's a good stunt. And this face turns into a cartoon. Yep. To the eyes popping out of the sockets. The air come. It's a good death for him. He suffocates to death. Now Arnold does that face. It's a good effect. It looks goofy because of the crazy eyes, but there wasn't anything like that in the remake. Nothing. It's still a better ending than the ending of The Last Jedi. That didn't want to end. There it is, explosions, air. Air. Finally, they're gonna get air. Because they touched the button that will release the air. Yep, that's a volcano, isn't it? It's like what happened to Krypton, but in reverse. That instead of getting completely blown up, it brings air back to air clouds. Air. The remake could have worked if they did their own thing, but they don't. A lot of it is copying the original. The air. You need it to survive, if not your head explodes in space. This is why astronauts wear helmets. Air's come back to the planet. Volcano. Storm clouds. Look at that view. The sun. Yeah. Movie's almost over, so there's a little one. She survived. Mm-hmm. And that was Total Recall, guys, the original. The best one. You're never going to top it. An hour and 49 minutes, see? Short and sweet. The Last Jedi would have still been going for another, like, half hour or so. It's a good movie, and it didn't need to be remade, just like most remakes now. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Won't be doing a podcast tomorrow. Sunday, I'll be doing another film. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep the chat on.